Hello. So in this module, I will tell more about how to open a Sales Central account. And this is probably the first thing that you need to do before you think about listings, before you think about everything else. And here in this video, I will go first through the presentation very shortly in 5 minutes to speak about the most important topics before opening Sales Central account. And then we go to the practical part where I actually show how it needs to be managed. So when we speak about seller central account, you need to know that there is also a vendor central account. On Amazon, there are two different ways of selling. With the sell central account, which we mostly cover in this course, you sell directly to the B2C, you sell directly to the end consumers. It's similar to when you're selling your products on Shopify store, for example. With the vendor central account, it's completely different. Amazon acts as a retailer, and Amazon buys your product and dictates the price for the end consumers. So after this, I would like to start my presentation and say that when you open a Sales Central account, try to maybe create completely new email, or just the most important, ensure that your email was not associated with other accounts. There might be a big problem if you open an account and then find out that you actually did open a Sales Central account in the past. Amazon will just suspend and block both of the accounts, and it will be very difficult to reinstate it. And ensure you create an account via the correct Amazon market. Here we speak about Europe, so it's UK, Germany, Italy, and etc. etc. So when we speak about information which Amazon will require, it's of course personal information. You will need to have passport nearby. You will need to have a proof of address, such as utility, and it needs to be translated not just by Google Translate or by some of the freelancers, but it needs to be verified translation done by a notary. So it's important to say that you will need to, if when you will be asked for utility bill, if you don't have it in English and it's different languages, then you need to find out a notary who will help you to translate it. Then you will need to have a bank account and a credit card. Credit card is used by Amazon to charge from you some amounts, and bank account is used to transfer funds to your account. So it actually can be two different, not connected bank account and credit card. And verification call with Amazon is something that you will need to go through. This is implemented lately in 2022. In the end of 2022, Amazon asked every seller who opens an account to verify and to have a call with Amazon. And then information about each shareholder. It's also very important to say that if you have many shareholders, you will need to have personal information for each of them. And also if you are owned by different companies, or it's a daughter company, or there is some certain company structure, it might get a bit more difficult, and Amazon might request company organizational structure. But again, we will help and show you where you can find it. So these last two things, it's very important to say that it might be asked only after some time when you're already selling. So maybe you open an account and everything is fine, but Amazon will definitely ask other two after some time. And even if you're the only one-man company, one shareholder, you start selling, Amazon might request this information again, or credit card statement, or bank account statement, or many different things that might be asked, which we will cover in this course as well. Also very important to say that when you open an account, you will have a main account, meaning that there is one email which owns the Sales Central. You have a main account where you can manage permissions for other users, connect to different APIs and different systems, and etc. So you have ownership of the account. Then it's very important that if you want to manage it on a daily basis and you have more than 2 people working on a Sales Central account, then of course everyone needs to have a secondary access, and this is just key. So no one, so you avoid the situation when everyone maybe is logging to the main seller account. And when you have a Sales Central account, you use global selling. If you're new to Amazon, open a new account. And let's jump to the practice. I will show you what is global selling, and go here to one of the Amazon accounts that I have. Without showing the client name, I just want to say that here you can click on Sell Globally, be in this page. And then what is very important here, that if you already have an account, you can go to Europe, and then there will be something similar because we already have a European account, it's already connected, something similar to this setup. When I go to Asia and I click, for example, India, and then I say I want to create an Amazon India selling account, and you register it. And then when you actually click on this page, click on this link, it's very important that then you go to the page where you open a new account. So let's start and say that you don't have Amazon account at all. You're looking forward to start and open a new one, and you need to open a new account. So first you go to Google and say selling Amazon UK. Again, choose the right link. It can be UK, Germany, France, wherever. You open the account and you will have a European account. The most important here to note is that when you open, when you search for it, don't go to Amazon.com. You will open Amazon US account instead. So you, in this case, you think about maybe which marketplace you will be selling, which will be the key marketplace, and then open an account there. When you're on the page, it's very informative page. You can see a lot about fees. Here are different questions. For example, fulfillment by Amazon fees. You can fulfill between UK and EU, which is possible right now. Some of it will be described more thoroughly in our course, but here you can also have a very nice introduction. You click on a sign up page, and I already have an account, which I will be logging into and creating with this email a new account for UK, which I don't have. But if you don't have an email, click add an account here, and then click create your Amazon account. So you provide the first name, email, password, and after you click on it, you will be needed to verify the email. What is important to say here that if you maybe ever shopped on Amazon, you have an email, and then you can go to this page and write the same email, and then it will be connected to your buyer account and your seller account. So when you did it, and I will here just go with this one, you will be also asked to add two-step verification. So there is a phone number, and there will be an SMS, like OTP code sent to your phone. But what we always recommend is to have an OTP authenticator, and later use mostly OTP authenticator, because there might be some different glitches and different problems with Amazon. And I have it here on my phone, and I just always see the code which I enter in this field. Okay, so now in order to close my confidential information, I would like to share a few screenshots. What would you see on the next steps? So the first one is business information. Here you need to provide first name, second name, of course, country of citizenship, your date of birth, everything as in a passport. And then you write identity proof, what it is, a passport or ID card, a country of issue. As you can see here, you can also choose driver license, but it's not really recommended. And then residential address, and it's very important to say that this residential address should match the residential address that you later will submit on your utility bill. This is very important step, and very important to think upfront that you will need to submit a bank account statement or utility bill. And in the bank statement, when you ask it from the bank, you have your address. In the utility bill is the same. So please write this address here, and then of course have a number, confirm a primary contact person, or it's a legal representative, or is a beneficiary owner of the business. Beneficiary owner means you own more than 25% of the company. And of course, you can also be legal representatives, for example, a manager in a company who don't own any shares. And then very important to say that if you have more than one person owning the company, you click here no, and you add every single individual, which again, as I mentioned, later might be asked for proof of identity, meaning bank account statement or utility bill. You confirm, you go to the next page. It's a seller information. You enter the credit card. Very important again that the credit card has some fees. like you will be charged some fees. For example, here they say it's 25 Great British pounds in the UK for the Sales Central account, for professional Sales Central account. It's important to say that, of course, there is not a professional Sales Central account, individual one, but it doesn't make sense to open it. And everyone is using Seller Central account with the professional upgrade, and you cannot run proper business on the individual one. On the individual, you don't pay a monthly fees, but you pay from each order, and it's getting very expensive if you actually decided to run a proper business. So of course you need to write a billing address here, and then to the next page. The store information is very important here, because store information is something that will be shown for everyone, and you can use your brand name, or if you're a company which has many brands, you can also say your company name, because the brand name will be shown separately, and that's later when you register a Sales Central account. You can write your brand name, and it will be completely different. On the listing under the product, you will see the brand name, and also you see the store name, such called name of the seller. Then Amazon will ask if you have a UPC codes for all of your products. So if you already have a manufacturer labels with the EN barcodes or UPC barcodes, and it's very important to say no if you don't have. And of course you can do it later, but then you will need to apply Amazon labels. And also you need to apply Amazon labels for the certain categories no matter what, but it's here Amazon just asks if you have UPC codes or not. And then if you're a manufacturer or a brand owner, and it's also very interesting to say that if you're just a brand owner, Amazon might ask about specific documents from your manufacturer. For example, invoice from the manufacturer. And I know it's a bit tricky information, but unfortunately that's how Amazon works. Sometimes they ask it in the rare cases. If you're a manufacturer yourself, then it's not a problem, and Amazon might ask just the product pictures. Sometimes when later you, for example, will need to go through the category approval to approve your listings, to approve your category to sell in a certain category, such as supplements or healthcare sometimes. And this is something that later when account is already opened. So here, of course, Amazon will also ask if you have a brand registry. So if you have a trademark, for brand registry, and if you have a trademark, of course, it's very important to have a registered name, because with the name you can register a brand registry, and it will allow you to build a brand store, A+ content, and etc., which we will talk later in this course. So the next one is identity and address verification. Once you're on the very, very last page on Amazon, you will see all your information here. And what Amazon will ask is to upload that, like in this case, it's driving license document that has been uploaded for just a test. And it's important to say that if it's passport, you need to upload both sides of the passport. And for both sides, for example, of ID, but of the passport, it's fine to have just a picture of the open passport, but it's very important that it's a good light and none of the sides are cropped. So it's not a cropped page, it's a real image, and none of the sides are, all the sides are visible. Even if you crop just a little bit one side, Amazon might reject this information. Do a very clean, very nice photo of your passport and submit it. And then a proof of address. Here you can choose bank account statement. Sometimes Amazon allows to do a utility bill, and in the next page I will show you how to actually do this. But of course, very important that to say that it's robots who are checking Amazon verifications, and it's important to say that if robotic check didn't like some of the things, they might reject it without any reason. Before showing how the bank statement should look like, it's important to say one more thing. Identity verification will be required. And as I told before, you will need to have a video call where you will be asked to join the call. Sometimes it's straight away, sometimes you need to book a time for it. And it takes just 5 minutes, as it's written here, 6 minutes, to have yourself on the call and your ID document next by. So they might ask you to show ID next to you, to say your name, and to just prove that it's a real person, it's you who are opening the account. And then this is how the bank statement should look like. I took a random example, but of course, I didn't want to show any information of mine or our clients. What is important to say? There is the same address as you have in a South Central account for your personal, when you wrote your personal address. There are transactions, their name of transactions, their date of transactions, their bank logo and bank information. So the address of the bank, number, the registration number of the bank, all the information, usually it's always on the bank statements. And then there is information of yours. So information of yours, it's only name and address. Name should be exactly the same as you wrote it. So sometimes, for example, with Scandinavian names, we had a problem writing with some Scandinavian letters, and then we saw that in a bank statement it doesn't show the same way, and Amazon simply rejects it. So the most important, just check that it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same as you provided. Later, Amazon might ask for two things. Amazon might ask for the bank account statement or bank account letter for the bank account that you have written down in a Seller Central. So when you already have an account, you need to add your account number, and Amazon might ask for the same document. What's important there is to write your account. So it's shown here that the same account number is on the bank statement as it is in the Seller Central. And another thing is that Amazon might ask for the bank later on for the bank letter. And here you can see a bit more complicated example, but what is important to say is that you can ask a bank to get a letter just to confirm that it belongs to you, that you have a certain amount of a certain currency, and it's signed by the bank. What is also very important to say, one more time, that it should be in English or any supported Amazon language. And some of other details we will cover later in this course. Thank you for watching.